Here, song. Is that on you, Chance?
Yeah, well, I can't mute because my microphone won't work, and I'm getting ready to play your song.
I got you. Here goes the countdown. Well,
Hey, everyone.
Santa's swim trunks and the skies are new. Christmas in the tropics, who would have guessed? Decked out in my flip-flops, feeling truly blessed. We're sailing through the waves with Christmas cheer. Tinsel and palm trees spreading joy this year. A cocoa by the pool and a holiday feast. Santa's got a surfboard and he's cruising with ease. Oh, we're cruising on a cruise ship. On the high seas, jingle bells that jingle with a tropical breeze. Santa's got his shades on and the sun's shining bright. Merry Christmas from the deck, oh what a sight. Oh what a sight, eggnog, what a tasty spread. Reindeer in the sun, lounging in the bare bed, snow made of sand, and a sleigh ride on a jet. Deck the halls with seashells, it's a holiday spring. We're sailing through the waves with Christmas cheer. Tinsel and palm trees spreading joy this year. Hot cocoa by the pool and a holiday feast. Santa's got a surfboard and he's cruising with ease. Oh, we're cruising on a cruise ship. Christmas on the high seas. Jingle bells that jingle with a tropical breeze. Santa's got his shades on and the sun's shining bright.
That was nice.
That was one of Doc's tunes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We'll have to get the karaoke version of that.
Yeah, there you go.
thank you guys. I appreciate it. Well, listen, this is Chance's Chat with Chance McFadden, Doc G, Wyatt, and of course, Fascinating Brian, and anybody else that decides to join us. I think we got the two ladies coming on later.
Yeah,
We'll set-
and Doc Wiedemann's coming on at 8 o'clock.
And Doc Wiederman and me and Chance are looking at other things. But this is for entertainment purposes only, but it also may not be. Welcome to Chance's Chat.
Guys, an important show. Important show tonight. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things, and specifically health. And the reason we're talking about health is because I'm saving all the juicy RV intel at the end of the show. And that's because we want you to pay attention to the health stuff because, number one, you're going to have to be ready for the med beds. We want your body in preparatory mode. Preparatory. Hey, that's a new move. That's a new word for me. Preparatory mode. How about that? Boy, my words are expanding.
Who would have thought you expanding your vocabulary at this age, Chance?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, outside of dirty jokes and one-liners, yeah, I'm not that verbal of guy, but I do have a big mouth and I don't know when to shut up. Anyway, welcome guys. It's Christmas time, and we will be having a show after Christmas on Thursday. And the reason is because of the news that I'm going to give you at the end of the show. It's huge. Hi, Diane. How are you? It's huge. The news I have for you is just huge. And so you want to stay tuned for that, okay? No, that's not a sports jacket. That's actually what I'm using for my winter coat. And of course, representing always, But guys, we've had a very, very crazy week all across the world, and I've got a lady that was supposed to call me back 45 minutes ago, and she didn't do it. Asha, have your friend call me because I want to get her information and put it on the show and see if any of us can help. Okay? Yeah, that would be a yes, Roy. Yes. And you will have the proper, when they're done, your cholesterol will have perfect balance between the good and the bad. And you do need bad cholesterol, but everything's got to be in balance. And preferatory. Oh, okay. Thank you, Diane. That's our friend Diane. She's a good lady. Guys, let's talk a little bit about the all the lights in New Jersey and all the all the goofy stuff that's going on, and there is actually a reason for these lights. Now, Wyatt's going to tell you part of it, but I'm going to tell you the other part of it, okay? And I think between the two of us, we've got this nail hit directly on the head. So I'm going to let you go ahead about the lights, Wyatt.
Well, they're the drones. They are military drones, and they are searching for plutonium signatures because 58 nuclear warheads have gone missing out of Ukraine. It presents a national security threat, and this is partly the reason why the military are doing this and not admitting it, because they're trying to sniff out where they are, because the deep state want to do a false flag prior to the inauguration to stop President Trump being sworn in. So that's why they are sniffing around, and that's why the search, they're actually in a search pattern. But in amongst the drones are commercial airlines, right? So they're not all drones. They're not civilian, but it's a national security threat, and they don't want people to panic. That's the main reason why they're not saying we're looking for missing nukes, right? So we have to, just tell our friends, don't worry about it. But, there are other implications to this as well. They want you to look up for either the fake second coming or the fake alien invasion as well, right? Just think of if you've seen the movie Leave the World Behind, that is actually playing out. In my view, that is what is actually happening. But don't worry, the good guys got this handled. But there have been, there have been delays with certain things happening, and it partly to do with the drones. So that's what I've got. So Chance, if you want to elaborate further with your
I believe everything that you just reported on, Wyatt, is absolutely 100% true. But before I go on to the additional information about the lights in the sky, I do want to tell you the nuclear warheads that have gone missing cannot explode. Now, why do I say that? Why would I say that? And I'm going to tell you why. Because those nuclear warheads were manufactured in a time when they used 18-gauge, what we call zip wire or speaker wire in the music business. 18-gauge wire is not very thick, guys. But the thing about 18-gauge wire is it has a rubber insulation on it, okay? That gives the cable a limited lifespan. You're talking about my area of expertise, okay? And when these nuclear warheads were assembled, they used the 18-gauge speaker wire. I explained this to people. Hello, Ron. Before, and so the nuclear warheads are considered a threat but the chances of them going off, even if they try to do them, it's slim to none, because the 18 gauge wire will basically just rot away because of the air and the rubber. Okay, it's 18 gauge wire is multiple strands of super thin wire all put together and used for speaker cabinets and PA systems, guitar amps, and stuff like that. And so, even if they did try to do it, nothing was going to happen. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you the rest about the funny lights in the sky and the drones. Okay. Yeah, they want us looking up. Okay. They absolutely want us looking up. But part of the drone situation is because of Elon Musk's brother. Elon Musk's brother owns a company that does light shows and aerial presentations at sporting events, at all kinds of celebrations. This is his company. It's a big deal company. It's a multi-million-dollar company. And this is part of it. Okay? So when Wyatt says they want you looking up, they absolutely do want you looking up. Okay? They absolutely want you looking up. Okay? I don't care to watch a light show, and I'm not too scared of a nuclear attack because of what I know. And I will say that this is their last hurrah, and the cable guys are going to be trying all kinds of crazy crap. You know, it's just like, let's throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks, you know, and it's not going to. Okay. It's not going to. Okay. So do your research on Elon Musk's brother and his light show that he does with drones, and you know, and then you know, so here's where this is where you put the stories together. Okay, Wyatt come up with some great information that actually I didn't know, and then I added my information. So this is why we've got this whole area covered, and then with Fascinating Brian taking care of the spiritual and what you would call magical end of it, and Doc G is our guy with his feet on the ground. His feet are on the ground. Okay. I want to ask Doc G a question.
Sure.
How you been feeling since you started using the stem cell patches?
Well, last night I had a little stint with, I think, diverticulitis. But I wore the patches like Lillian said, and it seemed like the inflammation's gone today. I feel so much better. I had a lot of pain, a lot of inflammation. I could feel it. I couldn't sleep on that side. That's how sore it was. Any exertion, anything I did caused more pain. Just getting up and moving caused pain. And it was really, really uncomfortable. Yeah, so much better. Just with the patches, the way she told me to put it in a circle and wear them around rather than one patch. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, big difference.
Okay.
One day, big difference.
Yeah. I just put on my first energy patch today, and I haven't noticed myself like drinking 10 cups of coffee or anything like that, but I've noticed a leveling out of my energy level where it's leveling out. Okay. And it's just like, okay, yeah, I could go to bed, but I could stay up too. Either way. Brian, have you gotten any of the patches for your dad yet?
No, not yet. I need to send him the email link. I want to send him the mineral one with the doc when he comes on again later. So I need to get that information, then I'll send it to him.
Yeah, you got to get into it, Brian. These patches are just amazing. I got to tell you, my dad's eyes, he's had a bit of conjunctivitis in his eyes, and within 3 days of using the patches, that conjunctivitis has cleared. It's amazing. how quickly it's working. And he even feels like his eyes are actually improving. And it's the feeling that your eyes are improving is the big thing for him, right? It's a psychological benefit. And somebody was asking about what was it, the cholesterol earlier. Get yourself some of this.
Yep, that's the arteries I told you about. Yep.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's got a very strong taste. But I'll tell you what, it does help. All these little things help. And you just look up arteries on the internet. It's an Australian product, and it's natural. So it's not going to harm you. You can't overdose on it.
Chance, you should be
I would
taking that
definitely
too.
recommend that as well. You're muted, Chance.
He's talking to
Chance,
somebody.
you're muted.
He's
unmute.
Do I have to order it from Australia?
Yeah, you probably would have to, unless I didn't see anyone advertising it in the United States. So
Okay.
yeah, but I'll put it in the private chat that we have, the link, and then it can be put out into the channel if you like.
Okay, sounds good. I want to tell since we're talking about health, let's talk about a little health for the doggies. Okay. I have been watching Megan. Everybody knows who Megan is. Megan's my dog that, I saved her life, and we're inseparable, and she's in there crying and whining because I'm very. I'll put you, Diane, send me an email at chancemusic@yahoo.com. I will put you in direct contact with Ann and Lillian. Okay. And anyway, my doggie, she's been licking her paws a lot, and that's comes from a yeast infection due to a stomach imbalance, and an imbalance in whatever. But I got this product, and I gave it to her one day. Okay, and it's an Amazon product. And I don't have the bottle for it. I only gave her one pill. And I crushed it up in her hamburger because I know she wouldn't eat it. And in one day, she stopped licking her paws. So I looked at the bottle, and I was getting ready to give her a second dose every day, one a day. And I found out it was expired, so I threw it away and I ordered some new ones. And it's called WAG, and it's a probiotic, and it's distributed exclusively WAG. I don't have a picture of it, but you'll find it. And it balances out everything in the stomach, so it eliminates that yeast infection that they get between their paws. But I didn't risk giving her anything that was. I didn't want to risk it giving her anything that was expired. So. Also, all the natural essential oils. Essential oils are very important. And all channels have products, but many, many people do not have extra funds for anything. I understand that.
Chance and I have been broke since we started this.
Listen, Doc and I, we have the same middle name. It's called Numany. No money. No money.
Me too.
Okay. Do you know
Why do people always think that we have money? Why is
it? On the air, we got to be celebrities. We're rich, I tell you what, I'd be broke right now if Brother Dave hadn't sent me his love offering that he sent me this week. So I'd be in bad shape. I thank you, Karen. Yeah, Megan, she's very special, and I love her so much. I can't hardly stand to be away from her. She's in there pouting now. She's in her playpen. But anyway, that's besides the point. Oh, we lost Brian. Maybe he had to go get a drink or something. I was just getting ready.
He had a phone call. He was on the phone a couple of seconds ago. So
I can't put him back in either.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to ask him. Okay, I want to tell everybody what I'm getting ready to ask Brian, because Brian can actually address this better than any of us. But you said your dad's already feeling something about his eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. and he when he's feeling something, then that's, if he feels like it's improving, then that's going to change his mindset. And and the mind is what is going to control the healing. If he believes in it, it's going to increase its effectiveness. And Brian's the perfect guy when he comes back on to explain that. And that's when you're trying something new. Now, when you're trying something new, let's just say the patches, for instance, or Dr. Wallach's longevity products. You're trying something new. You might not see the results quickly. Everybody's biology is different. Everybody has a different pH level. Everybody has different frequency. Everybody has different vibrations. And it's a stick-to-itness. Yes, we know Iraq has revalued, and that's part of the big news at the end, but there's more. There's bigger news than that, Diane. There's huge, monstrous huge news that I haven't told anybody because it's only came to me by 2 different people, okay? And these are people that are involved up to here, okay? So this is huge. I feel so off balance looking down and not seeing Brian looking at the computer screen, looking sideways like, yeah.
You'll be okay, Chance.
I'm so used to him there. I feel off balance. I apologize, Brian. I'm not busting your chops, but he's obviously got a phone call. I get phone calls all the time during the show, so I apologize for that. Hey, guys, listen, we're not trying to make you feel bad because you don't have money for these products, okay? What we are is the people that do have money for these products, we're trying to get them ready for the med bed, okay? We're trying to get them conditioned to hydrogenated water is the shizat. Okay, well, listen, Diana, I believe that. And I have been looking, and actually, I've been talking to a company that makes these water bottles that hydrogenates your water. Okay, it's got a thing in the bottom, and you press the button or whatever. I haven't really, but I've talked to a couple of them. They're showing interest in possibly supplying a serious discount, 50% or better, to people that watch the show. So if that's the case, I'll be moving forward on that because I'd like to get that because you have no idea. First of all, your body needs a lot of water. And second of all, the hydrogen, it just, I don't know what it does to you, but it's like water on crack or something, I guess, because I haven't tried it.
I'll tell you what it does, as far as I know. It oxygenates all the cells. It oxygenates all the cells. The hydrogen is part of H2O, which is water. And when you drink a lot of water, you get hydrated. But the hydrogen helps the healing of the cells, the mitochondria in the cells. And it helps build more oxygen up in the cells so you can resist all the C word. And you can resist all the diseases and stuff like that. That's what it does.
Well, see, folks, this is what I mean to tell you. Doc G is more than just a pretty face.
Tell my wife that. Thank you.
Oh, I good. I'm going to have to try it. I really is. It really doesn't matter, Jim, and you'll find out at the end of the show. It really doesn't matter if it's hit the Gazette or not. You'll find out at the end of the show because the news that I have, nobody else has. Nobody. You could stand there and wait for the next Mark Z or the next Charlie Ward, but they ain't got it. What I got, they ain't got. Okay, and Kangen water is supposed to be good, but I don't know. I heard it's just a specific frequency, and it's not not a broad enough based product, is what I've heard. But of course, I haven't experienced it, and I've read very little about it. They send me emails once in a while and trying to get me interested in their product, but I'm really not convinced, and it's very pricey. You are right. So,
Yeah.
MMS is miraculous for oxygenation. Are you talking about? Are you talking about? Oh my gosh! What is it?
I think it's a supplement she's talking about.
Yeah, is it sulfur? Is it true organic sulfur? Is that organic sulfur? Because organic sulfur, yes, you do. Do you need to have bankers or wealth managers on our list of people for NDA? No. Don't talk to those guys because they're going to talk you out of your money. Okay. Remember, when you're dealing with if you're going to have to deal with a wealth manager eventually, but when you do, just let them know they're not writing any checks and you're in charge. And if you've signed up with the law dogs, then the law dogs will be your legal counsel, lawful counsel, not legal. Nitric oxide. Oh, nitric oxide. Okay, we need. Where'd our
Just you and I right now, brother.
Oh man, I'm feeling so lonely. I'm needy. I need. Oh, I need the presence.
Let me just comment on the nitric oxide. I did a lot of research on that. It actually opens up your blood vessels a lot more, so the blood flow increases. That's what it does. That's all it does. But that's great because that's beets, that's beet juice, that's moringa, that's other certain supplements that are great for opening up nitric oxide in the body. It's one of them things that our body makes as well too.
Right. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, since we're waiting on Fascinating Brian, I want to tell you an update that I got from Debbie, okay? The APL Go lady. Debbie is the love you too, Diane. She's such a sweet lady. Debbie is the interim governor for the Republic, and she is all involved in all these meetings and involved in the new geopolitical system, which will be common law, and it will be way less government than what we are used to. Okay, but she said, from Debbie said, things are going smoothly, and there is everything is coming together in the Republic. This is very, very good. I'm looking for something in the governor's office to happen within 30 days. There's some.
He's back.
There he is. There's some questionable stuff going on in the governor's office, in the corporate government's office. But Debbie's on top of it. She'll let me know. She's our girl, interim governor for state of Iowa. So fascinating, Brian. We were talking about Wyatt's dad's eyes and how his belief that these patches are helping his eyes is going to facilitate faster healing. Do you want to make a comment on that?
First, so I was on the phone with Raymond, and he was wondering if you could send him a link, or he's going to text you. He's being blocked on his side. Like if you wanted him to talk about the trust or something, like last time, just letting you know. Chance. So back to the idea. So the idea is who's in charge of the realm, each individual person. So what everyone has to facilitate is a idea, but the idea, in order for it to work, there has to be a belief system, but there's also a collective belief system, which is numerical value, by the way. So, and a perfect example is why it shares in the belief system of the patch. Therefore, it amplifies the idea of it working, but also in tandem, amplifying a positive outcome for his father. It's a clever tool that, again, is very much a missed opportunity, right? So you're assuming that there's one way to do something when there's multi-facet, layered ideas you can engage, right? So you can write it down, which is a physical, energetic script, contract. You can feel the idea, feel the representation. So what do I mean when I say feel the idea of its representation? If you have disabilities or if you have ailments, what a lot of people don't seem to understand is you have the power to go back into the past. What does that mean to go back into the past? You visit the younger version of you. It's a variant of a timeline, or it's the exact same timeline. You want to pull the energy from the younger version of you. It is a good cheat. I will say it's a cheat in a way, but it is a powerful mechanism for healing because the younger versions of ourselves are healthy. They have less problems. So if you pull that and bring it forward into the present, you're going to get a greater boost and a benefit. It is the principle of non-locality, where there's an agreement between all fractional variants of your higher source, where there is a greater school on the etheric side to support any and all physical attributes on the physical side. It's very clever. This isn't just your normal, typical, everyday thought formula. This is scalar in nature. You have to, how would I say, go to school, or you'd have to be pretty old to understand how this tool works. But it works, and it's feasible and it's possible. That's why I'm telling you, you may have to listen to that concept a couple of times to try and get it. It's not a simple idea, but it is a shared existence. So that said, I also wanted to bring to people's attention, especially to Doc and Chance, and me and Chance did discuss this, by the way. Because of where we're at right now, nobody, and I mean nobody, should be talking about their health problems on this show. And I think everyone could guess why, from a spiritual aspect. There are really clever astral engagements of the lower realms, because again, it's a war, it's a battle. They're going to attempt to take you out. They will take you out because they are paying attention to everyone's experience, everyone's transparency. It doesn't matter who. And then you're targeted. It's just like when you say, oh, we're going to have special guests. You don't want to do that either. And the reason is you don't want to give them the opportunity to go to their location and to create what you would call a shield grid, an energy lock or a lockout, which you can do. You can do on the astral side. It's pretty easy. And then you're blocking all telecommunications. That means these people that have great benefits and, for humanity and, wish to share, they can't get on. They can't get on because they're being blocked. And it's not just like a small radius. They do it really clever where the radius could be miles and you won't know the direction of how far you had to drive in order just to facilitate trying to get on, just so you could share the information. So I would like to encourage everyone here, but also our audience, if you are especially a star seed, keep your information close to the chest. Okay? You don't want them aware that you are hurting in any format. They will target those areas. You could think of it as a softcore assassination attempt. It really is. It's not anything you would think, well, why don't they just like shoot them? They don't need to. All they have to do is wait till you screw up to where you facilitate your own accident. That's how they do it. So they just make joints, or they make things deplete from the astral side. They remove or target certain energy centers in certain groups of the body, and at some point they wait for the right moment, and then they got you because it failed, and it failed perfectly. Whether you're taking a step up a ladder or downstairs, and then suddenly you broke your leg in 4 places. Now you need a hip replacement. Just an example. It does happen. That's how assassinations happen from the astral side. They're clever. They don't need to go for an all-out kill. They just need you to take out you because you're not paying attention. Another thing, and I encourage this a chance because of his show that I listen to. And again, I pay attention carefully to every word that is spoken, methodically speaking. And when he said he's going to take everybody across the finish line, I was like, oh, hell no. No, you are not. And I'm asking him, and he will hopefully retract that statement. Everyone is in charge of themselves. He is not in charge of you. He cannot take you over to the finish line. What he's taking with him when he engaged that statement is whatever is attached to you from the astral side. The astral side is depleting him. I know it's depleting him because I listen carefully and I can sense he's slowly from cognitive on certain stretched thin. So he's wearing down gradually. He still has energy, but he's still wearing down gradually. And we want him to maintain himself. So if he's giving so much to the community, to all of you, then maybe you can send some energy to him without saying it, but just give him a boost back up because he does do a lot of work. So I would encourage people to get in touch with a higher team to help facilitate some energy back at him. So another clever thing, and many of you may not know this, this too is also very true. Because of these clever, and I call them interpreters, dark interpreters, it isn't necessarily the human's fault if they are a low vibrating conscious individual. And I told him, yes, he's having problems, but these people don't know they're being used, which means there's a hypnotic suggestion from the astral side because they're low vibrating and they're just doing things or saying things because it's supposed to get his attention. Why is it supposed to get his attention? Because there is like a Slytherin or a serpentine-like spell that targets the area of his body. It's supposed to. It's supposed to do that. These people are put into a trance from the astral side, and therefore they will facilitate the action. He will then give his attention to it, and then he gets a psychic attack. The psychic attack is targeting where it hurts the most because he stated it out in the open, and therefore that is the perpetual loop and cause and effect. Clever. So if you think I'm talking about out of my ass, that's fine. But if you're thinking more scalar outside of the box, you may want to be aware of this, because if you're a starseed, or if you feel you are vibrating high enough, you are also a potential target. So you're going to have to learn different skill sets and try and navigate. Again, invisible. I can't stress it enough. The guides can't stress it enough. Be invisible, most of all. Have your love, have your joy drop into the void, the flat line. Be dead in the world. Yeah, I know it may sound like, well, I don't want to be dead in the world. I mean, no one else will notice me. Yeah, no one will notice you, but you'll be safe. You'll be safe to navigate further. You just need to choose when to engage the system that you're currently living in.
Yep.
And I think I'm done with my tangent.
Okay, that guy that has the company that has the supplements, you go ahead and contact me by phone, 319-561-0064. Do it after the show, and we'll see what we can do to get you set up, okay? I will tell you, we're going to work very closely with Longevity and Dr. Wiedemann, but you might have some products that other people would like to know about too. So we will talk about that possibility. No, we're not turning into a health show, but I'm going to tell you what, there's so much stuff going on with the movie that the credits should have been running. Okay. And now we got another whole sub movie started. I am not going to waste any more of anybody's energy talking about the movie and Elon Musk did this and Lynn so-and-so did this, and oh my God, what did old Godlewski say? I mean, who cares? Who cares? Okay? This thing is unrolling, and I'm going to prove it to you at the end of the show. I have the names of both these people. You'll have to take my word for it, because I'm not giving I'm not giving you guys their names, okay? But I'm telling you right now, the news that I'm giving you about these two people is phenomenal. And it was so phenomenal that I called at 5:15, I called the intake officer, okay? And I called him and I said, by the way, this, and this happened. And he goes, he says, are you shirting me? That's my nice way, not cussing. He says, are you shirting me? And I said, no, I am not shirting you. Okay. And he goes, no, he says, now I'm going to be up making phone calls all night, because things are really, they're not going into high gear. It's not going to be a shotgun start, but we're going to be moving things along very briskly, and you will find out just exactly how briskly at the end of the show. Okay?
Yeah.
I sent Doc Wiedemann an invite to come on at 8 o'clock, and he hasn't showed up. The girls will be coming on, I think, at 8:15. And I want to tell you, now, I've been taking the 4 patches every day. And she sent me an energy patch, and I put it on at 3 o'clock. Now, usually on a Thursday night at 10 after 8, which it is here in Fort Madison, Iowa, I'm starting to go like a video game character that's losing all its energy, okay? Well, I'm kind of leveled out. I'm not really petering out like I did before, where I had to force myself. It's just coming naturally. And if this is a result of this patch and everything being natural, a natural leveling off, then I'm going to say this is one H of a product. Okay. Because, I'm always tired. But This would really help. Now, I am seeing improvements in my leg, and Brian, I want make sure that you have all the contact information that you need for either Dr. Wiederman or the girls to get a hold of you to help your dad. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And feel free to call me after the show or whenever. Here comes Ann. Wait a minute. What are you two doing
Hey, they're
together? Oh, yeah.
They're together. That's bad.
They're gonna
We're together.
Wow.
is
Together.
that
She flew out to
Yeah.
see me
is that
Just
tag
to
team?
do this radio interview together.
Awesome.
The dynamic duo.
Awesome.
The other dynamic duo, perfecta. Yeah.
I knew you were on a plane today, so I knew you was on a plane, Lillian. So
Hey, Chance,
Yes,
just before we get to the ladies, I just want to say a couple of things about the drones. The first thing I want to say about the drones is that they're looking for plutonium signatures because even though they've been disarmed, right, they can still be used as a dirty bomb.
yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
And that is the problem that they're facing. That's why they're doing the searches with the drones. That's the real reason. Insofar as the shutdown is concerned, yes, the RV is going to take place. It's a cover, okay? It's a cover. While everybody's panicking, the RV is going to happen because all their focus is going to be on the shutdown and how badly, how bad the Republicans are for not passing it and whatnot like that. And I'll tell you something now. The author of that omnibus was Speaker Johnson. He was the author. He's a rhino. And everybody knew that when he got into the chair. They thought he'd change his the leopard would change his spots, but apparently no. So just so you know. But yes,
And he also lost about 6 inches of height too. If you do your
Yeah,
research.
he did. That's funny. I don't know how. Maybe he stopped borrowing De Niro's platforms.
Yeah. Well, girls, what have you exciting news do you have for us this evening?
Blue screen.
A blue screen. Oh,
Yeah.
the blue screen.
There you go.
The
Sorry,
blue screen. Oh,
trying to find you. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let me flip the phone this way. Hold on, trying to get the right angle height because we're at a different location. All right.
That's it.
so how are you?
2 thumbs up. We're doing 10. 10. Freaking 10.
Coach, we have something interesting to tell you before we talk about anything else. So
Okay.
Lillian's flight got delayed, and as she was delayed, she was noticing some interesting things. Lillian.
Yeah, so I was, so as soon as I went up to check in, I got an alert on my phone right before I showed my boarding pass, and it showed that my connecting flight to Tennessee was changed, and now I wasn't going to be able to make that flight. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'm not supposed to get on this flight. So I immediately called customer service to see about getting me on whatever the next flights are, but I had to be in here, Destin, Florida by, this morning. So long story short, I gave them 3 airports that they could select. Instead of the closest airport, they ended up finding the farthest one away, which was in Panama City, instead of flying into Destin, which is much closer to
That's
her.
okay.
It's a smaller airport, so you can get in and get out faster, but it's, farther away. Long story short, the earliest they could get me in was noon. And I'm like, okay, if that's the earliest, it's like, there must be a reason, right? So I'm like, okay, so then I let Ann know that I wasn't going to be arriving last night at, 9 o'clock 9:30 at night. Instead, I would be arriving today at noon. So I proceed to go to dinner, in the airport. And as I sat down, there was a lady to my left and a gentleman to my right. I started talking to the gentleman to my right. And, I asked him, what do you do for a living? He goes, I do construction. I do project management and so forth. He says, what do you do? And I said, I happen to be a stem cell activation specialist. And he's like, oh, exactly. How does that work? I go, we've been looking into stem cells for my 14-year-old son because they removed both his left and his right thyroid. And so he's going to have to be on, thyroid meds for the rest of his life. And he's only 14 years old. And he had all these terrible symptoms. So it's been quite the ordeal. I said, oh my gosh, boy, you're just in luck because I happen to be a stem cell activation specialist and we can activate your son's original stem cells from prior to birth. And in fact, I have someone that we got her on the patches 20 months ago, and she's growing back her left and her right thyroid. The same woman who had just a few weeks to live from autoimmune disorder, mold, fungus, and breast implant, toxicity. She also needed to regenerate her liver, and she no longer needs a liver. She doesn't need a liver transplant anymore because she regenerated that. She regrew her thyroid, and now she's been back to work. It's been over a year. He's like, oh my gosh, I need to get more information on that. So I realized in that moment, I'm like, okay, the reason why I didn't get on the plane as originally scheduled on those flights was because I was supposed to meet this gentleman.
Mhm.
And then when I went to get on my next flight, lo and behold, I'm sitting, there's no one to my left or to my right. This lady pulls up. She's got a giant boot on her right foot, and she sits down. And when she sits down, I said, ouch, that looks really painful. Is that, from a surgery, or did you break your foot or your leg? And she goes, both. I broke my foot and I had to have surgery. And it's been a month and I thought I would be much better by now, but I'm not. I'm like, oh my gosh. I happen to be a stem cell activation specialist. She goes, my roommate in college, who's still to this day, my very best friend, she's a stem cell researcher, and she's been telling me to get on stem cells so that I can heal quicker. Long story short, we exchanged numbers, and I told her, I'm like, here's some patches we can get you started. She goes, stem cells are expensive. Just keep it. You don't have to do this. I'm like, this is not as expensive as traditional. These are not donor stem cells. These would be just the on switch to turn on your original stem cells. I go, it's like, basically each patch is like a cup of coffee. That's, the price of these. And then she's really intrigued because she's known for turns out she's 48 years old. And so these divine appointments kept on happening as I continued on my flights.
But tell them what state you were in.
Dallas, or
No.
was it the other one?
The Republic.
Phoenix. Oh, so this was so as soon as I knew I wasn't getting on the plane and then I had finished with customer service, this is the bizarre thing. So I'm at John Wayne Airport in Orange County, which is like 15, 20 minutes from where I live in Southern California. So I normally don't look at the souvenirs and things like that, but this time, because I was going to be seeing Anne, I'm like, I wanted to get her something from California. So I start looking at the stuff. And as I'm looking at the stuff, I'm like, wait a minute. Normally it says the state of California or California state, and then it has our flag. But this time, so many of the things said the Republic of California or California Republic. So I kept on looking through the different souvenirs, and I'm like, so now they have both, and they have some of them that say state of California, and then the rest of them all said Republic of California.
I said, you got to tell them.
And I'm going, something is happening, a shift. There's no way. I mean, there's no way that I would have seen Republic of California prior. And so the fact that we've had, obviously we have Trump, who is allegedly not in office yet. That's not supposed to happen until January. So many things are moving and changing, and like, this is an airport. Where did they even get the supplier that already has that? Obviously, that's been in queue for quite some time.
Well, tell them how much my gas is compared to yours.
Oh my gosh. My gas in my town in all of Southern California, it's about $5.25, $5.40 for a gallon of gas. I'm like, your gas is only $2.99.
$2.59.
$2.59. Well, I was looking at the most expensive because it was like
That's
$2.50,
diesel.
$2.79. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's under $3. I'm like,
Welcome to Florida.
$2.39 in Iowa, guys. I just filled up today. 2 to
There you go.
39.
About the same as you.
Yep. Our prices have dropped. They were over $3 not too long ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's a shifting kind of going on, no question about it, for me to see things like that in a souvenir, at the airport
Mhm.
of all places. So
So if anybody goes to my Facebook page, I'm public, and anybody can see Anne, ANNE, Gudson, GUDSON, Ziegenhorn, ZIEGENHORN. All my Facebook lives are public. You can see them. If you wanted information about patches and you wanted to see the most recent things, one of the girls we just patched tonight she couldn't lift her shoulder. We patched her. Her shoulder's able to be lifted. She patched her dog. And we're going to do that story tomorrow. She patched her dog.
9-year-old dog.
9-year-old dog couldn't walk anymore. And after one night of wearing the patches all night long, he's walking.
Wow. The thing
You should
about
mention Orla.
We can barely hear you.
so as not to try interrupt, but the flag of California has the Republic of California on it. But the
Yeah.
thing is, the fact that they're selling souvenirs under the Republic is very, very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very interesting indeed.
I was really surprised. I was like,
Yeah, that's
wait a minute.
That's a big wow, that one.
And as an economy, California is, if we were to stand alone as a country, we would be the 5th largest economy in the world. We have 39 million people. So
Not the way
it's
Newsom's running it.
well, we haven't seen him since the middle of the pandemic. He disappeared. And so the word out, like in Huntington Beach, we call him Gruesome instead of Newsom. But he disappeared and no one has seen him in public. And the rumor that was going around, at least in Huntington Beach, was that he came down he got the shot and he got Guillain-Barré, so he was paralyzed. And so he used to be very out in public quite a bit, and he kind of, it's like we don't really see him.
Well, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy in that regard. For what
Yeah,
he did
so-
to people, for what he did to the people during the pandemic. Justice has been served by the sound
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. So, I don't wish ill on anyone. So I'm hoping that if that in fact is the case, hoping that someone in Sacramento patches him and that he would use that as a realization that I was misled to believe XYZ, my personal experiences, these results, and, beware. And so,
Well, I just see it as justice having been served for all the evil that he has done.
yeah,
So,
he's done some pretty incredible,
Anyway,
not so
I'm
good
not going
things.
to interrupt you anymore. So,
No, you're fine.
Part of the
We know that everybody here is also wanting to have information about the Republic. So we're not here just to say, hey, we're only going to talk about patches. We're here to tell you the things that we've seen and noticed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
but we did find out, and it is confirmed, President Trump is now on the patches.
Yeah. So that was just a few days ago. We confirmed
he's
that.
signing up under me.
that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to post a video. I was going to post it on Facebook, but I thought, what, Facebook will probably take it down if I put it on Facebook. So maybe on YouTube, I'll be able to show it. Dr. Stacy actually shared it with us, where Trump is actually talking about how that we need to, as a society, we need to embrace more organic, holistic means by which to repair the body. He says, did you know that you can actually redirect your own body's inner light to activate your own repair? And the technology is available now, and you could use it now. So we'll get the clip to you, Chance, so that you can
It's
check it
on
out.
my Facebook page.
They didn't take it down.
No, they haven't taken it down.
Put
It's
it on
on
our
there.
Telegram page, girls. Put it on our Telegram page.
Okay, we'll put it on the Telegram
Okay.
page.
Anybody that's listening tonight, and listen, everybody here except for Brian, patches won't work on him because he's an angelic. But what I want you to do is, if you have interest in getting these patches, you send me an email to chancemusic@yahoo.com. chancemusic@yahoo.com. I will forward you directly over to these. Oh, excuse me. I will forward you over directly to these ladies, and they will get you rocking and a rolling. Okay. Now, I will tell you, once you sign up, you'll be getting the products at what I believe is wholesale. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be, and one other thing I want to tell everybody about these patches: look out for counterfeits. Okay, they weren't even aware. These girls weren't even aware that their patches were being
He was the first person.
counterfeited until I did an investigation and found out about it. And I found out that my dear friend Maria number one had been using the patches on her mother, and they weren't working. So as of probably today or tomorrow, Maria's number one's patches will be arriving, and I'll just say this: her mom's at a plateau. She's at a plateau, and the only thing I can see is the possibility of things improving for her. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm very concerned at the status of her mother, but that's why I was in a hurry to get these patches to her. And when do you think they should be arriving, Lillian?
Probably by Friday, I would think, because that was a couple of days ago, one day or two ago. Yeah, it was probably by Friday she'll have them. So by tomorrow. Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay.
tomorrow, and if not Saturday.
Yeah, if not Friday or Saturday. I wanted to also say, Chance, one of your guys that got enrolled as part of one of the Hamilton Radio 1 listeners and Chance Chat, Orlon, he had his sister on Saturday. He called me while I was at my event in Northern California, and he said, where do I put the patches on my sister? So I told him where to put the patches on her. At the time, she could not walk and was in terrible pain. So then I hear from him on Monday, and he said, and he came on the Zoom, because, I do the 12, the 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Zooms, Monday through Friday, basically. So Monday he comes on, and I have the video of it. So when I get back, I'll be able to upload it. I haven't had a chance to upload it. But he let me know, and he said, my sister, 3 hours after I patched her, she got out of her chair, and she started walking and had zero pain. And then he said that on Sunday, she felt so good. Not only is she walking, still with no pain, but she started gardening because since she has no pain and she can walk now, she has increased energy. And so every day this week, she's been gardening and walking everywhere pain-free since Saturday. It took 3 hours for all of her pain to go away and to get out of her chair. And she's walking. She could not walk before. And then Orlon on Monday, one more thing, because Orlon's on kidney dialysis. He goes on kidney dialysis Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 4 hours. Well, when he had his numbers read to him on Monday, the doctor said, you know what, we're going to lower you from 4 hours, I believe he said, to 2 hours. And your blood work is boring. There's nothing to report. All your numbers are normal. And he's only been on the patches for 2 weeks.
Jeez, that's good.
Yeah.
Easy.
So,
That's real
Great.
good.
so he's drinking the water, he's putting them on. And so my question is, for those of you who are watching this broadcast, whether it's live or on the replay, what might be possible for you when you use the patches as your on switch to activate your original master smart cells?
So
The answer about Canada is yes. So Doc G, Wyatt, and Chance get credit, even if you're in Canada. We're in 82 countries that we cover.
Yeah, so you can be in Dubai, you could be in South Korea, 82 different countries. So it doesn't matter what country you're in. And if you're a friend or a neighbor that knows Chance, Wyatt, or Doc G in person, then of course we're going to make sure that you're still going to get the Chance, Doc G, Wyatt, promo bonus, which is a free extra sleeve. But we'll make sure that let's say if it's Wyatt's neighbor, then of course that you're going to see that Wyatt. But if it's Wyatt's neighbor, it's going to show under Wyatt as the enroller, as opposed to Chance or Doc G. The rest of the listeners, we're strategically putting you under either Chance, Doc G, or Wyatt, because we want to maximize the maximum income for Hamilton Radio One. You guys have such incredible humanitarian efforts and so forth that we want to make sure that that's the highest and best good for the entire group as a whole. So, yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it.
I just want to make
and just a point that, like, if you're in Australia, there are patches, but the patches are made here as well, so they can be
Yeah.
shipped within
Yeah.
the country, so you get them in a timely manner. Because as Lillian said to me when I signed up, you know, it could take anything up to a month to come from the United States.
If I mail it.
Here in Australia, who's got them that can get them out to you, so you get them quickly. So you know. That's an important thing. So,
Yes.
and being that, I would assume that that's in every country that you've got
Yes.
patches.
Yes, very much
So,
so.
there you go. So everybody will get their patches in a timely manner,
Mhm.
which is important, especially when you're not well.
Yeah, you can't get yesterday back, and any day
Yeah.
that you're still enduring and struggling with pain is one day too long. And so you know, when I got hit by a bus, I had excruciating pain 24/7. So I know what it's like you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're just trying to keep things from not going from a pain level 9, 10 that's already unbearable to like nuclear. And you're wondering, it's like, why am I not going into shock and just going unconscious? That's what you're supposed to do when the pain is so unbearable. And I'd never, my body had symptoms of shock, but I never lost consciousness. And sometimes I wish I had, because the pain was so bad, because I refused to take pain meds. But you know what? For me, that has given me a great level of empathy and understanding for those of you who are suffering sometimes full body pain, multiple areas of the body pain.
Fibromyalgia. A lot of people are like, what's fibromyalgia? Fibromyalgia is chronic pain.
Yeah, nerve damage, just all of that. So
I got to stop you guys for just a second, okay? Because I just about fell over when you said, when I got hit by a bus. You got hit by a bus?
yes,
You got hit by a bus? Tell us
Yeah, I got-
more.
I got hit by a bus.
I'm hoping you were wearing clean underwear, because you remember what your mother used to say: make sure you wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a bus. Remember
I got
that?
hit by a bus. I had a bald spot the size of my palm because the bus hit my head and my lower back at the same time. Yeah, it was pretty miserable.
Don't you turn this way.
Oh, I don't
Not bald anymore. I know, we're trying to show them. Yeah, she was bald in the past.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
She has photos of it.
Yeah, I have the pictures of before. Actually, on the Facebook, the Patching Testimonials Global Group. You can go there and you just mention who referred you.
We always say Chance Doc
Yeah,
G.
and then say
Even if it
Chance
was
Doc G.
Wyatt, we just say,
Yeah, Chance Doc G, just to keep it short. And then you'll be admitted to the group. You have to answer the questions, but you'll see the pictures. I just recently, for a woman, it's so shameful to have a bald spot. And I lost 50% of my hair, had more than one bald spot. I had that really big one at the point of impact. I had a few others, and it was mortifying, every day trying to style my hair, and because I couldn't do a ponytail, heaven forbid, because it would expose the bald spot. So I had to be very strategic about how I wore my hair so that no one could see that I had a bald spot or bald spots. And for 5 years, I struggled with that. And knock on wood, not only do I no longer have those bald spots, I got rid of all my neurological symptoms, got my short-term memory back. But now my hair went from being dry, coarse, and brittle to now it's soft, smooth, and silky. And what a difference. So all things are possible.
so how are you feeling, Chance?
Well, I'm doing all right. I'm doing better. I'm seeing a little bit of improvement in the last 2 days with my sciatica, and I'm not going. I'm putting on the full armor of the Lord to get up every morning, and the pain is lessening every day. But now I'm just kind of wondering about going to bed tonight, because I'm kind of leveled out, I should say. I shouldn't say wired. I'd just say leveled out from the usual,
No, when you do go to bed, you'll actually go to bed just fine. When you intend it,
Yeah.
my husband's like, I hate you. You say you're going to go to bed, and within a minute, you're out.
You speak very deep.
So I just intend it. Yeah, I just intend it.
Well,
So I
go ahead, Brian.
Okay, I wanted to clarify something. So it is semi-true, Chance, but the problem that when I was doing the APL Go, and it would happen with the patches. So over time, I tend to memorize the frequencies. I memorize the feeling, and once I lock on, then I will pull from the ether, and then I would not have to take them as much, because again, it is a tool, a
Not medicine.
medical principle, but you really have to have some type of super sensory input output in order to lock it down, in order to pull differently. It's possible, but you'd have to have something like, I don't know, Buddhist Tibetan knowledge or something where you're able to just like really tap into the field itself, because that's how it works when they create the little patch for you anyways. But what I really think is powerful and in the game, since Trump is now playing his part as a patch worker, I'll just say patch worker, it's for the public to get off their ass and start taking
Their assets.
asses, plural, yes, asses, to kind of take charge and take care of themselves, because I guarantee the med bed, whatever it may be, it's not a 100% fix. It is sessions. It's sessions. And they're going to tell you, yeah, multiple sessions, most likely. And they're going to tell you, probably, I mean, if you can imagine, the world is kind of semi cleaned up, maybe not perfect, but from the broader scope on the surface, it looks pretty nice. And then you have these physicians saying, you're pointing you to a website here, go order here, get yourself these X patches, this patch, stop eating that, drink more of this, and then and that's your prescription. That is your prescription, which equals what? Hard work. You got to do the work. So that's your new prescription in life. And that's
Instead of popping a pill. I like it, Brian.
Yeah, and I
Don't
think
pop a
that
pill, patch it.
they're gonna facilitate. That's the new facilitation of your healing modality. So you're going to be your own physician. You're going to train and learn to diagnose you, so that way they don't have to diagnose you.
Mhm.
So that's how it's supposed to be, anyways, to a degree. But there's still physicians in the higher dimensions. So that much I do know. Oh, did we lose him?
Brian.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Brian.
Yeah, listening.
Are you sure I'm not wearing your shirt?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, the patches will help.
Yeah, we
with
lost the girls. I don't know if they're going to come back or
Patches- The
not.
patches will help with. The patches do help with eyesight. Okay, even if they've had the cataract surgery and got the lenses put in, it will help if you're starting to lose your sight. This is a side effect of getting the cataract surgery done in some cases, and it does help detox the minerals, because your stem cells are being activated in such a way that your body is able to excrete the bad stuff. Okay, that's what your body is supposed to do normally, but it's because of all of this stuff that we've been getting for years and years and years, we've got to reverse that, and these patches will do that. Okay, so it's brilliant stuff. It truly is. I've been really looking into it, especially the info pack that I got when I signed up. Right, can't see it on this, but I got
one of those too.
Really good read of it. So it's really, really great. Right, so
Okay.
My dad has already started to see some sort of results, which is good.
Makes me so happy. So excited. Thank you
Awesome.
for sharing that.
It is exciting. It is truly exciting in that way.
This is probably one of the biggest problems right here, ladies. As you know, the food has no nutrients in it,
None.
and that's part of the biggest problem we have, right?
Well, Lillian and I were talking about that because I really have to look at what's in something. And if I eat out anywhere, more than likely they're using some of that crap.
Yeah.
When I cook for myself, I'm not swollen. When I go eat out, I swell.
That's,
You can
90%
pretty
of the
much count-
products are 90% of the products are bioengineered. People, just as long as
that's
you
the
know.
problem.
Even if you go to a restaurant or a diner, it's still bioengineered.
Mhm.
and the
Yeah.
processing of food takes all of the goodness out of it. And that's why they
Yes.
add chemicals into it to counter
Yes.
what they took out.
Yes.
So, processed foods, bad.
Bad.
90% of what is on the shelf in the supermarket today was not there 80 years ago.
That's
It's
true.
not.
You
And
want
what
God
and the
made, not
foods
man
they're
made
getting
food.
in Canada, the foods they're getting in Canada and Europe and everything are completely different. I mean, the stuff's poison just for specifically for us folks in the United States. You know,
Yes.
next
They
time
don't-
you buy a box of Kellogg's, you might as well just go get some fertilizer and just go.
There's a lot of American foods that are not allowed. They're not allowed to be imported into the UK and the European Union and other countries because they know that that's bad.
Mhm.
And, Gatorade, you can't find Gatorade in Europe.
Oh, that's bad stuff.
There's
Brominated
all sorts of things
vegetable
that,
Yeah. It's got the
it's
BBO.
okay here.
Yeah, the brominated vegetable oil and titanium dioxide. I've gone
Mhm.
through all this with the things. I'm like, if I can't say it, I'm not
And
eating it.
don't eat it.
But
Right.
the good news is RFK Jr.
Use other veggies too.
and the GMOs are going to be gone from all of the food in the United States in a very short time. Right? So
Mhm.
I also heard
I
I
hope so.
also heard that Arby's and KFC will be banned as soon as Trump takes office.
I
Yeah.
love dog.
Wow.
I heard Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
Chick-fil-A has 57 chemicals in each.
I know. I heard Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. They had the
I
two
know.
big chicken sandwiches
Yeah.
everybody was fighting over,
So-
the addictive sugar
Yep.
and
So-
chemicals.
You're
I
going to
did
see
a
lot
video. I did a video on the French fries for McDonald's, and this is
Okay.
public knowledge. But I put it up on TikTok, and then it got taken down, even though it's fact. When McDonald's takes French fries, they take their potatoes, they dip them in sodium pyrophosphate. They spray them with that prior to putting them in oil, because I believe the oil's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then they fry them really quickly to make them crispy, and they pull them out. The reason why they spray them with sodium pyrophosphate is so that they don't immediately burn. Because sodium pyrophosphate is it's supposed to be a flame retardant for products, not for food, but they put it on food. So when you Google and discover what sodium pyrophosphate is and what the effects are on the body, it causes all sorts of upper GI and digestive issues and things like that. You should not be eating it, but they spray all of the French fries with that. So if you've been eating any McDonald's food, but especially the French fries, you might want to give that a second thought because it's going to cause digestive issues because it's going to deteriorate not only your esophagus, but your stomach wall lining, your intestines, from this hole to the other hole. Pardon my French, but I'm just going to say it like it is because it's true. And it's going to cause damage all the way down.
most of the fast food chains that are in the United States and around the world are going to be a thing of the past soon, right? Because they are all doing nefarious stuff with the food, and we're eating it. They are poisoning us.
Yeah.
This is part of the program from the FDA,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So the government is actually trying to kill you. And insofar as Canada becoming the 51st state, I think that's going to be true. If you go back and look at your history books, you will see that Benjamin Franklin was the postmaster for the United States and Canada,
And Canada.
That's right.
True.
That's right.
right?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
it's coming, and people get offended by saying, "Oh, Trump's joking about Canada becoming the 51st state." No, it's real. It's real.
They've been called our cousins for a long
Properly
time.
restored. Yep.
Well, I want
Well-
to give you guys some intel because we're down to the last 11 minutes, and I'm going to give the intel that everybody's been waiting for. Okay. I hope you all made notes And if not, what if you didn't make notes, then watch the replay and make notes again, because there's a lot of information going on here. There's a lot of spiritual, there's a lot of healing information in here. And to tell you the truth, it's like we write a novella every time we do one of these shows. Okay, with the intel and everything else. I had a guy ask a question. It came up on the screen. Could you put that question up again? Okay.
Wait 1 second. What second?
The one guy that says, "Why am I selling $50 RV protocol papers?" And he was putting down something about the patches. Did you see that comment?
I don't think I saw it. I'm going through so many here. It's hard to see. Hold on.
That kind of chapped my butt.
No, just repeat it. I can't find it. Go ahead.
Why if the RV is getting ready to happen?
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Okay, hold on, let me find that one.
Okay, yeah, I want that up on the screen. I'm going to address that because you
this
just
one? Is
chapped
that the one you're talking about?
No, that's not it.
Okay. This one? It's got to be one of these.
Nope, it's not that one.
Oh, jeez.
Says something about the $50 RV protocol packages at the end of the message.
I didn't see that.
And if you
There's
do
somebody
want the
coming
RV
in.
protocol package, send me an email at chancemusic@yahoo.com. I'll send you all the details. And listen, if you don't have the RV protocol papers, it'd be like showing up naked. Okay? You got to read them. Okay? You got to learn them. Did I get you guys your copies? You girls? Did you get your copies of it?
Yes.
Okay,
and,
good.
and I was going to say, it's $50. That's like so inexpensive for 104 pages of good legal documents to prep you and for you to think through and fill out. It's like, there's no attorney around that I know of that would give you that paperwork for anything less than probably $300-400. So,
And it's got free common law trust in it too. If you guys are about to RV and you all have currency, why are you pitching products and asking $50 for RV protocols? Well, yes, the RV is getting ready to happen. It's happening now, and that's coming with the information. But the reason we're pushing products is because people need to prepare before you get in the med bed. You have got to raise your vibrations higher. You've got to raise your positive attitude. If you do not do these things, then it could retard the efforts of the med bed. We don't know. We've never been in a med bed before. We don't know anything about it, but we want to help the med bed all that we can. We want to help you get prepared before you go in there. Okay. Now, the only thing I'm questionable. Huh?
It's also to alleviate symptoms until you can actually go on to the med beds. This is what this is all about. We're trying to help.
Don't you guys want to get better? I mean, and if you can't afford it, I understand it. And we're not trying to push you into buying something that you can't afford, because Doc G and I in particular know what the word broke means. Actually, his name is Doc Broke G and my name is Chance Broke McFadden. So we know what the word broke and why why it's broke too.
You can't talk to idiots. Idiots don't understand the value, and I'm going to be clear about what value means to an individual. It's not just monetary. It's the physical essence of you. It's the spiritual essence of you. It is how you identify yourself to others when it comes to ethics. It's a broad range. It is a high caliber value. If you don't understand your own value, then you shouldn't talk. You really shouldn't talk.
And the thing is, sorry, Brian. The thing is, the ladies, they know that people are struggling, and they will do what they can to help you get the product. They help me, right? So, just because you don't have the money right now doesn't mean you can't be helped right now. Okay, so they will.
And I'm already. Yeah, you're right. No, you're fine. You're fine. But listen, I've given them the tools to get the money. I gave it to them six months ago. 520-7418. I've given you the tools. Okay? This breaks the matrix. That is the Gavrachi code for completion. It's for completing the movie. It's completing the RV. It's completing your health quest. Okay? If you don't have the passion and you just want money to flow in, and you just don't care, you'll keep eating that crap Kellogg cereal, and you'll eat your Hardee's hamburgers. Okay, if you want to do that, then continue on. You have our blessing. But we are trying to raise our vibrations. We are trying to make things better for everyone, not just ourselves. Okay, and so if the next time that guy posts, block him. Okay, because I get it on McDonald's. I get it. Okay. You don't have to, you're preaching to the choir. Okay. Now I'm going to get it. Oh God, I get so full of myself sometimes.
Get to this intel quickly, Vance. We're running out of time.
I know. Okay. Here's the intel, guys. You ready? Doc G, you're part of this too.
Okay.
As you know, Doc G set up my website, chancemcfadden.com, and it's still up. And we need to make some improvements on it, but we'll be working on that soon. And here's the thing, guys. When it's going to be my turn, when's it going to? I need the RV. I need the money. I need the money too. We're all broke. Okay, everybody's suffering. Everybody wants to do good things for other people. Everybody wants to get better. Everybody wants the Republic back. Everybody wants Junior back. Everybody wants Trump in office. Everybody wants it all. We want it all, and we're going to get it. But here's what happened today. I was contacted through my website by, I can't say her name because I promised I wouldn't tell, but she's been on the Telegram page. And she went into the bank, and she didn't, I think she said, help me out. Somebody at the bank that begins with C. What is that?
Chase Bank.
Chase Bank. That's it. Thank you very much. She went into Chase Bank. I could remember that. It's pretty close to Chance. Anyway, she went. She went into Chase Bank, and she had an appointment. And then she came on the Telegram page and said, I have cashed in some of my Vietnamese dong. Now, she said she only got 35 cents per dong. But do you realize how huge this is? The rate's going to go up. And at 35 cents, you could take a 500,000 dong, $500,000 dong in, and get $175,000. Okay? I don't know anybody that couldn't get by for a few days on $175,000. Okay? But it's going to go higher. Okay, it's going to go higher. Now, after my friend in Boston, okay, read all this, and I've been following it too, but I just, I keep my mouth shut unless somebody really whizzes me off. And she calls me and she says, Chance, this is so-and-so in Boston. I said, well, hi, honey, how are you? And she says, oh, I called around and I found a bank that's exchanging the dong. And I go, what? And I said, well, what bank was it? Well, it was the same bank as she was using, Chase Bank. She was in no, wait a minute. She was either in California or she was in Paris. I can't remember. And this other lady is in Boston. Okay. So she has an appointment tomorrow because they were too busy today to work her in. Okay. You following me? The Chase Bank in Boston was too busy to work her in today to exchange her dong. Okay. Now, what does this prove? A, everybody that said there's going to be an RV can suck eggs. Okay. B, everybody says it's not real guess what? Pinch yourself. It's happening. And C, when am I going to get to go? Well, you're going to have to wait your turn because everybody's going to get a turn. Okay? Nobody's going to get turned away. And D, I called the intake officer. He had no knowledge of this at all. And he says, I don't know whether to kiss you or to. I said, I don't know whether I should kiss you or if I should cuss you. And I said, why is that? And he says, I'm going to be on the phone all stinking night because of this information. Now, this is the guy that works with the paymasters. Okay? So I've given him the details and the times and the locations of where they're doing this. And this could actually move things forward quickly for me. Because I am in the D1 group, so with the Sovereigns, and thanks to my friend, and but I can't say. She's in Boston area. I'm just talking generalizations. I'm not going to give anybody's number, but I was so excited I had to run to the bathroom because I almost soiled myself. I was just.
Wow.
Anyway,
yes.
That's
the
the whole
street
point,
rate.
Archangel Trump. Yep. Go ahead,
That
Wyatt.
that is the street rate you're talking about. This is
Yeah.
not for the people with projects. This is the street rate.
Right.
So that's significant. So imagine how much more you're going to get if you've got a project.
How many banks are going to be open at 7:30 at night? You want to do your call into the banks, you do that. Okay. If you want to take 35 cents, you go ahead and do that. I have no problem with you doing that, but you're going to feel awful silly later on when it comes out at $2.49 and then goes up to as high as $12, and you're going to feel silly. You're going to say, oh man, I should have waited. $1.05 was yesterday's street rate on Dawn. There you go. There's some information. Thank you, Eva. I appreciate that. So I know it's going on. And here's the other thing. I've got the street rate for Iraq. It's $3.51. Okay, straight from somebody that was there. I can't tell you who. If I did, I'd have to shoot you. Okay, but it's somebody that you would know who he is. Okay?
This guy's a little smart aleck. I can see the way he talks. He's very sarcastic.
I'll tell you what. I make sure, Brandon Webb, I write your name down today, and I'll make sure if you've got any currency that they put you at the back of the line. How's that? Because I am part of the White Hats team. Okay, whether you like it or not.
Casting spells underneath the pretext. Yeah. It is an underlining infiltration of the frequency. That's why when Jiva commented saying that I was being too blunt because I'm here breaking his spell, because he's trying to usurp the ideas, the identity, the frequency by spilling his garbage. That's how they do it, because they're clever. If you don't understand the energy, you have to call it out for what it is. Why would you want to allow this individual to keep perpetuating his garbage? Do you really want that on the show? You think?
No, I don't. No, I don't. And thank you, Brian, for disarming him. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I blocked him too, and he's still coming through. Which is weird.
He's supposed to. He's supposed to. And when people are complacent like that and saying, being relatable, you cannot be relatable to people like this because they're not human to begin with in appearance. There's something.
And the thing is, because, these people are so easily identified now because our vibrations are so high that we can easily identify them. And the people who are commenting in the comments, they all see it too because their vibrations are high. So, he's only doing himself a disservice.
Right.
Oh, he's
right.
a great tool.
I agree. My email is chancemusic@yahoo.com. I'll send you my payment information for that. Just send me an email right now at chancemusic@yahoo.com. Because, listen, guys, This has been a real good show tonight. This has been a really powerful information. I got one question for each one of you. Okay. Okay. First question is to the girls. Do you have any patch that will help me get rid of my drive-in screen?
Your what?
My drive-in screen. Right up here.
Oh. Well, you know what, Chase?
Overtime.
Yeah, over
Chance.
time.
If it's Chase
I'm-
the chance,
yeah,
down the
yeah,
line.
yeah.
You're not
Chance-
the bank.
Yeah, yeah, well, soon he will be. No. So Chance, you can regrow your hair. I had one gentleman, we've had many, but I'm going to just pick out one. One in particular, he had esophageal cancer, had horrible mouth sores all over his mouth that there was nothing that they could do for. Chemo, radiation, didn't work. So then we got him on the patches a year ago, July. It was the week of the 4th of July when we started him. Fast forwards so when he started, he had no hair on his head. He had no beard because of the chemo and the radiation, he lost all his eyebrows, his eyelashes, his beard, and what little hair he had before that was gray and silver was all gone. So 6 months later, his beard started coming in and the hair on his head, his original hair color, not gray, like he had before he had chemo. He has like a reddish brown hair color, which is his original hair color, which he hadn't had in like over 15 years. And by February of this year, and I have a video on my YouTube channel where it shows Chris because he came on to give an update. He's gained back like 40 pounds because he had lost all this weight with everything that he'd been through. He reversed his right bundle branch blockage, the esophageal implant that he had, that he was supposed to have for life because his food had to be pureed. They were able to take that out, and he's got hair now. He's got his original hair color and hair growing on top of his head and his beard.
And
Well,
my
I got-
daughter's a cosmetologist.
I got plenty of hair. It's just I don't have any hair on the drive-in screen.
Well,
know?
that's-
But you might.
Yeah.
So my daughter's a cosmetologist, and we had blended me to all my gray. Well, she just had to put dark color in my hair because my hair started growing back dark.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, your original hair color. So you'll regrow hair. It takes time, but you'll regrow hair and your original color in time. Oops.
Okay,
Sorry.
I know.
Her hands getting tired.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, listen, is our true Social Security payments will be huge after the RV? Yes. Pull back last couple questions. I want to answer those before we get out of here. Okay.
Which one do you want? I don't know which one you want.
Just whatever questions came up.
Okay, this is one.
Does this mean I can take my VND to Chase tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me, but maybe. You know, if you want to take 35 cents or $1.50 or whatever they're going to offer, you're going to take a sucker rate. Go ahead. That's up to you. You got to use your own discernment. You know, I'm planning for the future. I'm not living in the now. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have really gone over our time limit, but I want to ask everybody one question. Your final thoughts tonight? Fascinating, Brian.
Complacency is your worst enemy. And the reason why I'm saying this, because you do have to stand up, right? You have to have a voice. You have to speak your voice. You cannot ignore everything. Again, if you understand energy and if you feel in your intuition, your gut feeling that something's trying to slither inside you to trigger you, to get you to respond in a negative, because there is harvesting. This is the time of harvesting where people are going to separate from families. There's going to be a gathering of positive and negative energy in such a chaotic fashion. It's just not comprehensible on the physical side. It's a spiritual war. It's war altogether. So you need to be aware who is friend, who is foe, especially foe, like Brandon Webb. He's not for common people. He's just not. If he was, he would have a source of authenticity. He would be objective and transparent. He would be using a different format or engaging everyone. But no, he's just throwing crap out of his mouth because behind the words there is another language. Something to consider. observe, pay attention, but most important, honor your path and move forward.
Thank you, Brian. Awesome. All right, Doc G, what do you think? What's your final thoughts for tonight, brother?
Final thoughts are, again, I have to, if people that weren't here, I got to talk about my diverticulitis flare up I had. And these ladies, whether you believe me or you don't believe me, I don't have pain right now. I could not sleep last night. The pain was intense. I feel great today. And because I took them patches, say what you want, they helped. So that's all there I could say. Thank you.
All right. And Wyatt Avert, would you give us your final thoughts?
Well, the thing is, I have not been in a more positive mood about anything for a long time insofar as the patches are concerned, or even about what's happening with the RV, right? It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. And we will have a very good Christmas, put it that way. All right. Now, whether it comes just before Christmas or just after, we don't really know.
Orthodox Christmas is January 7th.
Yeah. And the information about the Chase Bank is very, very positive. But the thing is, we need to exercise patience. All right. Now, if you're in a position to hold out until, the RV happens and you're going to get the higher rate because you've got a project, you do that. If you need a few bucks, you can always go to somewhere where you can get, 39 cents or $1.50 on your dong and just take a small lot. But don't go buying out new dong with that money, because that's double dipping, and they are watching for double dipping. All right. But other than that, have a great Christmas, everybody. And we will see you next Thursday, as Chance said at the beginning of the show. Just have a great Christmas and enjoy life. That's it. You're muted. Chance, you're muted.
Thank you, Wyatt. I appreciate your final thoughts. And girls, what do you guys got for final thoughts tonight?
Well, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, very prosperous, very healthy. And we appreciate everyone. We pray for everybody, and we just are blessed to have met you, know you, and we thank you for all your intel.
We love you all.
Well, thank you. We love you guys. You guys are easy on the eyes. That's all I got to say.
They're both
sweet.
And
just one more thing. Just one more thing to Santa.
Sure.
Last year I asked for a slim body and a fat bank account. Don't mix it up this year, please.
Too late. Okay. Guys, my final thoughts are 50% off a trust with teeth by contacting me at chancemusic@yahoo.com. That's 50% off a real trust with teeth through Raymond Lee. You email me at chancemusic@yahoo.com and I will forward your contact information on to him. If you need the RV protocol papers, this may be the last opportunity you have to get the RV protocol papers. This may be it. I mean, you've got to read up and you've got to get yourself organized. And I like that, Wyatt. I'm praying too. But this may be your last chance to get them and to hopefully get a higher rate, because believe it or not, we are not a bunch of narcissists. We are a bunch of people that enjoy each other's company, and we like talking, and we like talking about things that's going to help people. And I, as a constitutional lawyer, I'm always trying to help people. As a musician, I'm always trying to raise people's spirits. And as a friend, I'm always here for you. My email is chancemusic@yahoo.com. And that's who I am. You know who you are. I love you all. the happiest and merriest and the safest of Christmases to all of you, and God bless.
Amen.
Good night.
Right.
Good night, everybody.